Okay, let's make some delicious Chinese pot stickers. First, let's start some dough. Get some dry flour, put a little bit salt in there, and put a little bit cold water in there, a little bit at a time. Use the chopsticks to mix them together. Once you see there's not much dry flour, start to knead them using your hand. And of course, if you have a mixer at home, use a mixer. That will save you some time. Don't worry about the surface, still have pieces of dry flour in there. Let it rest. You'd be surprised what time can do. Each time when you come back and knead the dough, you can see the dough is much smoother and much softer. Let it rest some more. Now let's get the filling ready. For the filling, you can use pork or beef or ground pork if you don't want to chop it yourself. But if you do, halfway thawed pork or meat is much easier to chop. Let's also wash some green onion and ginger. Let's prepare some spice water. Put a little bit of Szechuan pepper, a few slices of ginger, and some sliced green onion. Now I'm going to put some boiling water in there. Let it soak. This is spice water for the filling. Let's also chop up some ginger to put in the meat. This would add a lot of flavor. Now the spice water is ready. Let's drain it and set it aside. Let's go ahead and mix it. You'd be surprised how much water you can put in there, but still be careful, a little bit at a time. This will make the meat so nice and juicy and tender. Put a little bit of salt in there and mix this. And a little bit Chinese 13 spice. And a little bit chicken bouillon can add a lot of flavor. Mix this. Angelica root powder actually can also do some magic here. It gives you a very unique flavor, so it's highly recommended. And of course, a little bit soy sauce. And mix it together. A little bit cornstarch. And an egg can bound the filling together, make it so much easier to handle. Mix this. And of course, a little bit sesame oil also goes a long way. Okay, so for vegetable, you can use anything you like, but in this case, I use Chinese celery, because Chinese celery has a very unique taste, and it's hollow, it's easy to cut. Bring water to a boiling. Let's blanch it for a couple minutes. By doing this, you make the celery so much softer and easy to cut. Soak in cold water and fish them out. Let's go ahead and cut this to smaller pieces. Go ahead, put it in the cheesecloth bag and squeeze the excessive water out. You don't want this one to be too wet, otherwise the filling will be too watery. Now scoop the meat into the vegetable. Typically, you want to use about 2/5 vegetable, 3/5 meat. That's a good proportion. Let's get the dough ready. If you can find the dumpling wrappers from the Chinese or Asian grocery store, feel free to do that. But if you want to start your dough from scratch, this is how you make the wrappers. Now roll it to a bun and set this aside. Of course, you want to divide it to smaller pieces for easy handling. Let's take one piece and then put a little bit dry flour in there, poke a hole, make it a donut shape, and start to stretch it. By now, this dough should be so nice and soft and easy to handle. Just go ahead and stretch it like this. Make it to smaller pieces. So this way, you can cut this to a very even size. Put a little bit dry flour on the side and start to cut it. So each time I turn this dough about 90 degrees. So this way, when you press it down, it will turn to a round shape. Roll it with a little bit dry flour so they don't stick together. And press it to a round shape. And then pile them together. And then cover it with a damp cloth. Take 5 pieces at a time. Hold the edge with one hand using rolling pin to roll it on the other hand. And then repeat. So now let's put filling in the center. Press it down flat and try to avoid let the filling touch the edge of your wrappers. The filling has some grease in there. Once it touches the edge of the wrapper, it's hard to seal. Now repeat. So now you're done with all these dumplings. Let's go ahead and get some flour water ready. 1 cup of water with 1 spoon of dry flour. Let's bring this nonstick frying pan to 140 Celsius. And then just to start to put the dumplings in there one by one. Use low heat at this point so you won't have one part burn before the other even put it in there. Once you see all this bottom is brown, pour the flour water in there, cover it, steam it. This is how you cook this. Once you see the water is all dried out, go ahead, pour a little bit oil along the edge. This is easy for you to peel it away from the non-sticking pan. Use a thin spatula, make sure it's all moving. Now you can flip it to a big plate, if you can hold the weight, but for me it's too heavy, so I slice it to one big plate, and I flip this to another big plate. Now enjoy this Chinese celery and pork pot stickers.